Hello and good day. I'm gonna talk about the last controversy in the movie industry, and that is the Snape race up from the new Harry Potter TV show, where they took a character that has his feature well established in the books, like having the pale skin and greasy black long hair, and chase him with a black man with dreads and too little drip. And oh my god, in doing so, they literally set the whole fanbase on fire, dividing them immediately. And in my opinion, dividing a fan base as tight and as old and as longevity as the Harry Potter one is like you signing your own death certificate when it comes to promoting your IP in the future shows or something like that. Basically, it's a no-no in the industry. So why they did the race swap is unknown to me because the rest of the cast look decent. Well, except Malfoy with his TikTok soy boy haircut. And I'm guessing all the actors will do a good job with the roles. But race swapping an established character that depends on his backstory to make him relatable and made us understand the twists and turns of the overall story, well, will basically destroy who he is as a character. And let's say they chose to change his entire backstory. Well, at that point, you would have been just better writing another character altogether and make him make sense in the story. Anyway, after the initial trailer for the Harry Potter TV series dropped, the backlash was swift, on site, as Pokemon would put it, and it literally generated thousands of memes and AI videos, like in hours, mocking the casting, well, Snape in particular. And some of the jokes went a little bit overboard, but like overall, people had a great time seeing the series basically flop before even being aired. Of course, you can make the argument that the show it may be good, who knows, more than half of the fan base, won't even tune to your show because you are so stupid about doing the casting that you've basically, alienated them. And burning bridges with your core audience, I don't know if it's ever a good thing because they are what made you, so they will be basically the ones that will sign your doom. And with this one, they literally try to do the same what they did with Star Wars The Acolyte, another disaster that got ridiculed and memed to death where the director tried to turn into something nostalgic and spicy, and it didn't work. It didn't work at all. Well, the Acolyte got cancelled, so what would the outcome be for this one? Maybe it will be like the Rings of Power, where they had the fan base, but after the show stopped and it ended, it got forgotten. And people now remember it just by some memes and some stupid quotes that people said back in the day. And to be honest, for Harry Potter, that would be a good outcome because it would mean that they will have a fan base, at least. But personally, I think they will go the Star Wars Acolyte path and they just gonna flop after a couple of seasons. But that is just my opinion. We're gonna see how this turns out. But for me personally, the memes, the meme with he's gonna shoot his one sideways got me chuckle. I'm not gonna lie. While in the back of my mind, even if I laugh at the memes, I still remember them for fucking up something that a lot of us would have enjoyed and put their grave next to the Acolyte and basically everything the mother directors touched. God damn, that would be a fucking big graveyard. Now, I just want to touch up some points by saying that the race swap is the worst thing in the series that we know at the moment. But I'm afraid that if they change so nonchalantly a character of that importance, what else did they change? Would we still have the scenes with James Potter mocking Snape? Would they change more key aspects to the story? I mean, at this point, oh yeah, and they have announced that they work on season 2. And I mean, at this point, it's literally like the question asked in the middle of a Pokemon episode. Like, who's the next DI hire? Or the next race token? But I'm sure it will be somebody because the industry snakes are literally biting at any trend they discover. But the good part is that they are usually too goddamn slow and bureaucratic to adapt and change at the speed of how the industry changes, thus making them look like a bunch of out of touch idiots trying to, virtual signal to a non existent audience. Talking about non existent audiences, well, they start complaining on Twitter. The classic people are racist, people are bigots, that the backlash is actually made up and is not organic, and much, much, much more. Basically, the classic crying and whining that their show didn't resonate with the audience trope. And of course, as some good corporate lapdog that they are, they start using the classic, no, you're the racist move. I mean, now imagine doing this in school to a test. When you get an F and you go to the teacher and you start calling her a bigot or a racist, or if it's a teacher, a sexist, because she doesn't understand why you failed miserably and why you didn't give a shit about studying for the test. And the ironic part in all of this is I am 100% sure this happened in real life at some point. Also, let me tell, fuck them all for ruining and mocking somebody as Alan Rickman. And I can't wait for them to fuck something in the Star Wars universe too. You know, maybe somebody like Christopher Lee and like dance on his fucking grave and ruin Count Dooku. Maybe they're gonna make him Black Chinese. Who knows? Blasian. It's something that happens in today's age, so nothing will surprise me. Well, thank you guys for listening to my rant and to my opinion. And if you want more updates in the future, like, subscribe, and if you can ring the bell, that would be perfect. And I'm gonna see you guys next time. Bye bye.